telescope. My vision, television, telling lies to my vision. Crazy thing called intuition. Never afraid to jump the rope, never freeze, don't choke. Emotions can be manipulated, so don't be emotional. Take the lesson and hope to grow, speed up the flow. Ramadan fasting, my energy everlasting. My gun pop is blasting, your whole bop she smashing. No wedding, we crashing. I pull up in the Porsche, I'm flashing. I speak. Welcome to All That Jazz Podcast. I'm your host, Jazz, and today we have some special guests in the building with us, and we're going to be touching on the topic today, the controversial topic that I told y'all we were going to be talking about, which is masculinity and femininity. And I couldn't talk about the masculine part without having some men on the show. So without further ado, let me introduce to you guys Kid Marley and Alpha, not Beta.
What? I did not write that.
You said Kid Marley.
I didn't say Alpha, not Beta.
That's him.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so let's just get right into it, you guys. Can y'all define masculinity for us women out here?
The opposite of femininity. Next. Like defining which ways, because there's so many different aspects of masculinity. Masculine could be just brute strength. It could be
just whichever way you want to define it.
No, that's what I'm saying. The way I define it is multiple layers.
When we're talking about masculinity and femininity in relationships. So define.
So we're relationships. Oh, okay. Straight there. Okay.
I'm sorry, I didn't tell you before you came on the show.
That's what I want. That's why I asked.
Because I was just gonna say, masculinity kind of anything that a man exudes.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's why I was
would be masculinity. Femininity. Anything?
No, wait. We're just.
Oh, masculinity. Staying on masculinity.
So relationships.
Just defining masculinity
in a relationship.
Yes. I mean, they could just say like some core qualities of what you think masculinity is. Like, obviously, would you guys think masculinity is being in a dress?
No.
Right. So, like, just
I think masculinity protects.
Okay. Yeah.
I think masculinity
protects, provides,
it enjoys that
right.
role.
Yeah. Or takes it. Not takes it serious, but it's like that's the stress we would take on, right? In the relationship, whether it's a marriage, I don't even know what to call it, a situationship, but if a real man in their masculine ways, in his true masculinity, would take that. I have to figure this out. I have to do this. I have to provide for the family. I have to make sure that we have what we need.
Okay.
Right.
And I hope you guys are prepared today. As you can see, I have a lot of questions for them.
And definitely can't be all questions. There's got to be like 100 blanks.
Define femininity.
I don't know if that's a real question.
Well,
a man
let me ask. What would you define that as?
It was at this moment that he knew.
And then, because you are the feminine.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's why you brought us on for the masculine.
Yeah. So, what do you think that is? And kind of like the reverse within a relationship.
Like reverse psychology.
What is a because we're not feminine.
I think femininity is like more of the like essence of a woman, like the way she talks, the way she moves, the way she nurtures her man and her children. I think it's like how you guys were saying, it's the opposite of what a man does. Like, she's the more soft-spoken one. She's more of that like I want to say like intuitive, more in tune with her emotions, more of a like feeler, and more understanding, more patient, more kind, more everything.
More than what?
I mean, no.
More than what though? Like more? Like,
no.
This sounds like competition.
No. More than.
Like,
More than how a masculine man would be. Like, a man may not have the same type of patience as a feminine woman.
But you
no,
see,
I'm not
okay.
Let's not compare apples to grapes.
I was supposed to be asking
Well,
all the
I
I didn't think
questions.
this was a competition. I just want to know your definition. It seemed like it became more.
I did not.
And this is where the conversation really gets.
Well, this is what I say.
I
interesting
did not
here.
try to.
I say masculinity is a man's true nature, and femininity is a woman's true nature. Now, whether or not we live in that true nature and dealing with each other on a day-to-day basis in that true nature, that's a different story.
In that,
Okay.
I do agree with your definition, though. I mean, I don't know about the more. I mean, I guess. Honestly, it probably is more. It should be more than a masculine.
Right, I was gonna say, to me, like,
You're
a masculine man isn't gonna be. He's not gonna have even the time to be as nurturing with his children and
So it is
rearing
more.
them and being in the home and cooking and cleaning
Well, I
and
think-
just doing some of those things.
That doesn't mean that
I
they
think-
can't. And just
Doesn't
like a
mean they
woman
can, but they're
do
out
the-
providing and
it's-
protecting and
I think
doing
it's in
other
different
things.
aspects.
And,
I just think it's in different aspects, though, right? Because if you take a man out the home, there's effects on the children. If you take a woman out the home, there's effects on the children. So
Facts.
I feel like, obviously, for a child to be whole, they need both. They need the balance, right? They need the balance. So there obviously is things that a man does nurture in a child, and there's things that a woman
Absolutely.
does nurture in a child. Now, whether it's
more or less. You can't.
I can't say.
I think it's equally yoked.
and I
we
was,
got to win the race together.
yeah, I was going to say it's not like there's a one more important role. So that's not what I was saying. I was just saying there's different things that each quality, it's like the yin and the yang. So
Okay, yeah, we
each
just
one, I mean, we
making
were
sure-
not in the
we
same
just checking
roles.
'cause it's a marathon.
So,
just have to
next
make
question
sure.
is, are
So
the
he's so
ma-
masculine.
See, that was our masculine gonna check it.
Wait, what did I do? I did something?
No, it's just that
No.
men in nature, we gotta clear stuff up because sometimes
Okay.
if a man say something and it's like, wait, hold on, you all right? We just gotta check.
Okay,
it,
you
'cause
gotta
it's
check
like-
the energy.
Yeah, because it's like, we can just go outside.
Right. But
Yeah,
I
we just
can't
have
do
an
that. 'cause-
understanding.
That's
So-
the thing. I think a lot of women don't understand is like when women say
Okay.
certain things to men, right? Mm-hmm. Or they come at them a certain way. It's like you probably shouldn't do that because men only know one way of solving things, and true alpha males only know
Yeah.
one way of
It's
solving
Like
things.
how lions do.
Violence.
Okay.
It's like this. It's either or. It's like a real masculine can talk it out, and it could be a respectful talk. Or if it ain't gonna be that,
if it ain't going nowhere,
then it's
like, okay,
it's
well,
something
what we
else.
gonna do?
Okay.
And
Because-
or
yeah.
you just leave it alone altogether.
because a lot of times when we don't want to engage in violence, we're not gonna come at.
Right, we're not even going. We're
Yeah,
not
we're
even
not
going.
gonna-
We're not even going to engage. We're not even going to. The what's the approach
It's
won't
gonna-
even be
Yeah.
like that because we're not trying to go there because we know what it is.
So we know
we know
you're
the
with
boundaries.
another masculine. You're like, all right, if I don't, this don't have to go to blows. Let's just figure this out. But
Yeah.
when it comes to a feminine and a masculine trying to be in a relationship, and the roles are blurred, or because there's some masculines. I mean, some men that are more feminine,
Right.
and there's some
And,
women
and
that are
sometimes you
more
just
masculine.
and those men probably get into fights with more masculine men, and that's probably who you
Like I think
they-
feminine men fight more than masculine men.
They do. 100%.
Is that because they're more emotional?
Right. Well, I'm not
Are
saying that
emotionally driven? Or
Yeah,
I think
Just
their
think of
emotions
a-
control them more. I think
Okay.
everybody has emotions, right? Everybody has emotions. Everybody has.
I have a
all
question,
that.
even
I
though
think
this
that-
isn't my show, but as a feminine,
He's just
how
living
hard
it.
is it for you to control your emotions? And you're a feminine, so you're embodied into the. So imagine a masculine male trying to be feminine. It's confusing. It's like no
Right.
wonder you're fighting so much. You're not in tune because it's not your essence, like you
Right.
said.
So what was the question?
So is it easier for a woman to control her femininity, or is it hard? And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, or it's good or bad, but you as a woman, is it harder for you to control your femininity within a relationship? Like, because sometimes feminine women I think masculine men try to overtake them or rule them or tell them what to do, and I think it's a competition.
But I
it
think
becomes
that-
a competition.
Okay, let me let you answer. Then I'll give you my opinion.
So when that's arises, when a masculine man is over you, not over you, but you know what I mean. Just you're under his tutelage. Does
Okay.
that feel weakening or strengthening? Because I think it would feel strengthening if I'm a feminine and I'm a masculine man, and I was like, oh, together we're, we can do whatever because I can live in my feminine
But
nature.
that comes from understanding.
I think to answer your question, I do think it feels strengthening. I just think because of maybe like childhood traumas and different things that I may have been through in like relationships when I was younger, I've always felt like I had to defend myself and stand up for myself. In a lot of ways I was in like being more masculine, but I think being like a woman, period, I think I can't speak for all women, but I'll say for myself, like deep down, I've always wanted to just be able to be safe and be able to just fall so deep into that role of being like super feminine and just letting the man. Is it boring?
No, I'm not.
I'm like, oh, is everybody giving a boring answer?
No, keep going. It's great.
I just think that again, it is something that I like. I do like being in a feminine position or in a role in a relationship, and I don't think it's hard. I just think that because of social norms and again things that maybe the women have been through, which actually my next question to you both was, are the majority of black women masculine in you guys' opinion?
First.
Before
Go ahead, bro.
before we
Don't let me start now.
before we
Oh shit.
before we dive deep.
Diving deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before we do that, I want to just say something to what he was saying. I think, and you kind of said it,
Okay.
but it definitely does. It just depends on what you taught, right? Because and what you see, what you're taught and what you see in your environment. So if you see that younger as a young woman, but you see that your mother was married to a beta male who's not in his true masculinity 100% of the time, and you saw her overriding her being more masculine, because there are let's just be real, there's more there's women who are a little more masculine than others, just period. That doesn't mean they can't be feminine, or that doesn't, because if they get with the right type of man who's standing in his true masculinity, it's going to override theirs, because they're still a woman or a female, right? I don't know which word is better.
Woman.
Woman. All right, so I won't say female. Does that offend the feminine? No, I don't. I'm just saying. But
I like man and woman.
okay, so that's is upbringing, is environment, it's all, and society. That's what I was gonna say, and society, because society paints you another picture too, from whatever films you watch, whatever neighborhood you grow up in. I mean, society is what's it called when they is social engineering. Like they design, they program us. Yeah,
Right.
they program everybody basically. You have to go through your own situations to take from what you identify with and as. But realistically, we've all been programmed. So
Right.
I think. Okay, now going into, what was the question again?
The question was,
this question.
are the majority of black women masculine?
Yes. And I'll say yes.
I didn't say that.
Yes. But it's not, it's by design. So I will say that, because think about this. What's the percentage of black women who are single mothers? Right? Very high. Why is that? That's also by design. They take the black men out of the home. They put them in jail. They imprison them. They want black women to be on welfare. So then they have to become more masculine.
There's
right?
more
They have to.
incentive. Yeah, I think I don't think they prefer that role, but I think they're forced into it in different ways that they're not even aware of, and yeah.
So
I don't think masculinity really has to do with man or woman per se.
It's
the
an
gender.
energy.
It's like a, I guess you could say like an energy or
or like an essence about a person.
True.
a role maybe.
True essence.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I asked you in the beginning when you said masculinity. There's so many layers to that
So
word.
with you guys saying that the majority that you do believe because of certain constructs and things like that and conditions that the majority of black women are masculine.
But here's the thing before you ask that question.
Okay.
Here's one thing I want to say about that. Conditions have done that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it takes understanding on both sides, on both the male and female, black male and black man and black woman, to understand that it was done intentionally, and not a lot of it's gotten so bad and it's been so long that black men have gotten caught up in it.
So would you
and
say
black women have gotten caught up in it as well.
So would you say black men are more feminine now?
No, what I mean by that is, and absolutely. But what I mean by that is, I'm talking about just the design by design part, because black men have found it easier to just live off of a black woman who's getting welfare, right? So it's like, oh, I ain't got to get no job. You can just go get food stamps and get cash and sign your children up for disability, and we straight. You know what I'm saying? So like, there's a lot of that. So, and is that being a more feminine black man? Absolutely, because you're not in your role. You're not standing in your role. It's like teams, right? It's like playing on the basketball team. You got point guards, you got centers, you got all this. Everybody plays their role.
And it's nothing like taking power away from a masculine man. So like when the law takes the power away from you from being in the home or being somewhere where you want to be, and it just looks weak. It's like even to you, you're like, I can't control this because I got these people pulling me back into this cage, and you don't know how helpless I feel. You know what I mean? At that time, so it's like, how can I appear masculine when I can be taken at any moment without even without
And
I can't even fight back. So so just by design, it kind of
and all the
makes you look more feminine.
And all the added stuff too. You got shit in the food that's making people more feminine and more masculine.
Like soy.
All that, everything. You got all. So you add in
enemy
all
never
those
sleeps,
factors.
you know what I mean? It's coming from all angles. So unless you're aware and understand and can control your thought process, you'll kind of fall into the program unwillingly, not knowing, and then really wake up and realize, oh shoot, this ain't really me. This ain't really what I want. I'm not doing what I want. Like, you got to do what you want, because if you start acting out in ways you don't want, you're gonna get that in. So I think more feminine, the women that are feminine and know they're feminine and don't want to live in that masculinity, I know it's like a fear thing, like jumping to the other side and just being completely that. It's kind of hard because like I've had to do this to protect myself the whole time. You know what I mean? But if I just fall back, if I can trust, this person that's behind me, this masculine behind me, then I can just fall without, or not even fall, but you know what I mean?
It kind of happens naturally though, right? Because
if
most of the time, I feel like it would, right? So let's say like a masculine woman is dealing with a very masculine woman is dealing with a very masculine man.
You think that could work?
Absolutely not. But I'm saying if the woman chose to make a decision consciously to say, okay, I'm gonna fall back into my true essence, which is femininity, it would naturally the natural occurrence of what that woman was seeking
because
the entire time should naturally take place.
See, because I don't think what a feminine really realizes that a masculine man really wants to take care of and to do for. They don't want you to do anything usually.
Right. Nah, this is my role.
So it's more so a masculine man loves the feminine woman because it's like, okay, cool. I don't have to worry about.
And I'm gonna let you do you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you play your role.
Yeah, if you play your role the right way, and I'm playing my role the right way, I know we can't lose. But as soon as I bleed into yours or you bleed into mine,
Then that's when the
Then there's
friction comes.
conflict.
Yeah.
So with you saying that you guys both agreed that two masculine people can be together.
They can
and-
be
I think they
together.
could. But
It's
I think
just-
they just have. It's going to be a.
It's gonna
It's
be
gonna be
this.
conflict.
So since it's an even playing field, that means it goes to blows. It goes to blows. Like
with blows, does that mean like fist?
well,
it could.
I mean, that's if it's
It
two
could.
masculines,
It could.
So
It
like I
could
said,
because what if the masculine female takes off on the masculine man? Like, and that's another thing too. You know, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this
So you
to
think-
all you women out there in YouTube land. Don't hit men. Like, don't hit them. Just don't. It's not. That's not something that should be done. First of all, it's not becoming of you. Second of all, if he hits you back, what are you gonna? Then he's wrong. You know, it's like you shouldn't have hit him if he punches you in the face. Now he should. I mean, he shouldn't have. He should be able to take it, but there's those men out there that will
And
punch
women
you in the
hold a
face.
lot of
So
power in the
I
tongue.
do agree. Like
Women
you
hold a
should
lot of power.
never hit a man, but I also do feel like
No one should hit a
I don't see how I wouldn't see
There
like
are
a masculine
feminine men out
Okay, I
there.
was gonna say I wouldn't see a masculine man actually punching something that he
No,
knows
but there
he
are
could literally
but there are
knock out.
feminine men out there that will punch you back. So this is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I'm
don't hit
not
men.
saying,
I mean,
I'm not one of those men by any means. But what I'm saying is there are those that exist, right?
Absolutely.
So but I can't really say that I would feel 100% bad for you.
You just shouldn't be putting your hands on a man.
Because
Period.
it's like, you remember when we was children?
It's not fair fight. Anyway,
No, what I'm saying,
so.
remember when we was children? I think girls actually were probably a little bit stronger than boys at the time because they grow faster, right?
Right.
So it's like a girl hits you, boy hit you back. But that was when we were like 6 or 5, 6 or 7, whatever. The point I'm making is that's neither here nor there. There are men, especially nowadays, that will shoot you, that will punch you, that will run you over with a car, that would do a bunch of like crazy, emotional, irrational shit. And it all started because you put your hands on them, and there's a lot of women that have done that or do that, and luckily have gotten away with it, you know. But there's some that didn't.
Yeah, and speaking to what Kid said, even if a woman doesn't hit a man, she can provoke him with her words or her
Yeah,
tongue,
but then
you know,
that's a
and
little
degrading
different,
him
though.
and disrespecting
Well,
his man.
well, that
That's
was-
a little different, though.
Because what happens is, see,
Because I feel like there's just some people who snap.
some
Like,
people will snap
Yeah.
because of words. So I think you should
Yeah.
always be careful.
Of what you say.
Because you never know who you're dealing with, and plus, if you do know who you're dealing
Right.
with, some people that's why people do say.
And then
words.
some people take advantage of
because
that.
they know, I
Yeah.
say this, it's gonna tick
They
them
know
off.
how to
I wanna-
trigger a
I wanna-
person.
And I feel like if you're in a relationship, probably shouldn't be going that route
Well,
anyway.
that's the
You know
whole
what I mean?
the whole point is, if you're in a relationship, if you're in a marriage, whatever, you should not be tearing each other down. Period.
I mean, that's neither masculine or feminine, but I feel like because I know a masculine could tear down verbally just as much as a feminine, but I know feminine hold more weight with their tongue, with their words, with their actions.
Well,
the way
and it's
they
also
maneuver.
like okay, like for me, for me, the reason why it would bother me is because as a masculine male, if another man said some of these things to me, I just punch him in the mouth. But knowing that the power I hold versus what a woman doesn't, towards as far as comparing strength, physical strength, I can't do anything. It's like all I can do is just take what you're saying to me. You know, like I could just take it or go back and forth. And really, men don't like to argue. They don't like to go back and forth. They just want to.
And I don't really think women like to go back and forth because a woman will howl off and hit you just as fast as a man, but they don't think that they can get hit back. It's like an unfair. It's like
But I've been like I was, you know, I got a sister. I've been around. I got a lot of women in my family. They will argue. I'm not saying women won't come to blows, because women with other women will come to blows eventually. But it's a lot of yelling, screaming, and bitch, you ain't like all that type of shit involved. You
But
know what I'm
that's
saying?
not
Before it
feminine
comes.
either,
No,
right?
but I'm not. No, because you gotta say this. A woman is not saying that you can't get into physical action.
But
because
that's not
women,
really feminine, like fighting, unless you really have to protect
That's
yourself.
what I was about to
but
say.
just to
So when
be
you-
catty and fighting with other women, that's not
I
really
think a
becoming
masculine
of
man
a
always
woman
wants a woman
either.
that's not just.
But I do expect a woman to protect their children. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
and
that's different.
Do
But
whatever you
just
think
fighting
you can.
amongst other women and calling them
Yeah,
out
no.
their name and stuff, that's not really.
So would you say masculinity and femininity is natural, or you think it's something that you're practicing or acting out? Because
I think it should come naturally, but I do think, again, there's been so many different things in society that has like kind of taken us off our natural course of being feminine as black women. And that brings me into my next question is, do you guys believe in dating outside of your race?
absolutely not.
Okay, so that
I'm
was
just
a quick
kidding.
question.
I'm kidding.
Oh.
Hey, look. Well,
What-
dating outside of your race. Okay, I got stories about this because.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear 'em.
You know. So
Wait, real quick before you say that,
yeah.
I'm not. For the record, when you say outside of your race, right? Are you saying melanated people as a whole, or are you saying
Is a Mexican and a black the same to you?
that's
as
why
far
I'm
as-
getting,
okay, so
because
I
they're
do-
melanated people.
They're melanated
and they
people.
are. There's Mexicans darker than me.
outside of your race. So I would
What
say.
if I don't know my race per se? Like, what
Okay,
if I
so-
know I'm black?
Okay.
In
So
Black
do
is a
you?
color.
I don't know
okay.
where. I don't know what region I come from.
Right.
If I even
It's-
come from Africa.
So you don't think that wasn't okay?
Okay, no,
I'll-
that's
that's a
what
whole
I
other
asked.
question.
That's why I
No, I
asked
was
your
going to say
question.
you wouldn't think that was important to find out where you come from, so that you could
Do you know?
I wanna
your
answer
background.
that.
I don't, and
Well,
but
I
I
don't
do
think any
think
of us know.
that is important to find out.
Absolutely, but
Because
how?
at that,
because
if you
what
don't,
they've done
then,
is they've taken all they've taken all of our. I mean, if you listen to Dr. Khalid Muhammad, he said it. They've taken everything away from us, our culture, our traditions, all of that, and either burned it or, which I don't believe they did, because that would be stupid because there's a lot of knowledge in it. But I think they hid it. You know, they hid it in a certain library, and it is what it is. But there's things about ourselves that we don't know, you know, and but I still do think that every melanated person on this planet has come from this one seed,
Okay.
right? Which
So-
is
So watch.
when
'cause
he
even-
said he
even
did,
us, we're
okay,
not.
so he said he does date outside of his race. So what?
So I mean, because I grew up, you know, with a single black mom. So all
Okay.
she preached to me was black, black, black. So
Okay.
growing up, all I was black, black, black. But then I started thinking on my own. I started seeing like, wow, I mean, why? And then she started telling me why. She's all, well, when I came out to California and I went to high school, all the black guys would get the Mexican girls or the white girls, and they would just look past us. So I started to think like, oh, okay, so she's giving me this information based off of her experiences. Now I went to school where it was a multitude of people. It was Asians, blacks, whites, Mexicans, Armenians. It was everything. So I felt a little handicapped because I had a plethora of options as far as culture. But my mom said only stick to one. And we butted heads by ending up having to tell her like, look, this is your problem. I don't see color like that. I see the person.
Boy, if you don't
see
get
color, I can see the color, but me, I have different. You know, I had a
Okay.
different mind at that time. So I told her, she was crying. She cried, and I told her, like, look, I know this is something that because it's not making me cry. It's you crying because it's something that you went through. I'm not going through this
Because
so
you haven't lived the
I
experience
didn't like
as a
to
black
feel that
woman.
anxiety of liking what I want to like and bringing it back, and then her being like, which happened a lot. She never liked nobody that wasn't black. Like, she would mad dog and kind of punk and bully people that wasn't black. If they was black, she loved them.
Wow. So when you did date outside of your race, did you notice any cultural differences?
Yeah, I wasn't comfortable. I wasn't like, as far as like being around the families and stuff. It was a little
Around their
awkward.
families.
Their
So because
families.
the culture was different?
The culture was different. I felt a little awkward. That's when I felt the awkwardness. Just being with the person one-on-one, I didn't feel awkward.
Right. It was just when
It was the families,
with families.
stuff was a little different.
Did
Yeah.
you notice a difference in the way that you were treated versus like the way you were treated with black women?
Oh, with who?
Black women?
Around.
No, like when it was just you guys one-on-one, did you notice a difference in how you were treated by them versus how you were treated being with black women?
Well, at first, yeah. Yeah.
And what were some of those differences, if you don't mind telling
They're more
all the
like-
black women out there?
They're more catering to you. So you feel more like you would want to do something for them more because they always want to do for you.
Right. That makes sense.
Not like anything masculine, more like
Can I speak to that though?
Sure.
That's interesting, right? Because that just goes
I think
to
that's
show
culture.
that they're trained to be wives. A lot. I think. I'm not even gonna say. Yeah, damn near every culture besides ours. Let me not say culture. Damn near every race besides ours is nurtured to be a wife.
Well, I believe that our original culture does also.
I'm not in
say
disagreement with
same
you,
thing.
but I'm talking about the
that, right?
state.
Or what?
I'm
You're saying-
talking about the state in which we live, right?
Okay.
Not the state, but the actual
now,
state of
what
living.
he said, like
living.
what you said, and then what he said before is like the understanding. We don't even understand what our culture. I mean, we know what our culture is from now, but we don't know how we came here.
Well, I will
we come
say,
from.
like having a
Right.
grandmother
You know what I mean?
that it was very traditional. I got a lot of that, like implemented
But she
in
gave
my
that to
mind.
you,
She
right?
gave that to
So,
me because
that's what
there
I'm
is
saying.
obviously a difference now, but. We did have a culture at one time where
Absolutely.
women we were
I still
catering.
think
Like
it
my
exists.
grandmother said, her husband would never, my grandfather would never come home and his food wasn't ready, the house wasn't clean, she wasn't looking good, and those are things and qualities that I do think that have became.
I think we start embracing that more, like
We do.
because it's like because you have that program as well, right? You've learned that program as far as because that's a program as well.
Everything's a program.
Because like the culture, like
I wouldn't want to say that's a programming. I
It
feel
is.
like I don't think so because I just feel like it.
I mean, you can call it
to
a
me,
tradition. You can call it culture.
Well, I would say
It's
it
still being
makes sense. Well,
taught, right?
what is nourishing to a household? If a man comes home and the house is not clean and there is no food, or even if there's food, she's feeding him horrible food.
I'm not in
Does that
disagreement with you.
really grow a family?
But again, that all has been based on our experience here in this reality, right? Because you have cultures that are still out there that still live in tribes, right?
Yeah.
And they still might live in huts or whatever, literally to this day. And they might not have to come home and the hut be clean. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But would it be dirty?
well, we don't know. So I was just saying, like, that from what our societal standards are is the house being clean, children being fed, washed up, ready for bed, meal being ready, right? So I'm just saying that it really just goes back to what he was saying about there being the cultural differences and just being nurtured to be a wife, right? So the reason why I think a lot of black men have decided to go outside of their race is because there's a lot of black women that were not in the past few generations that were not nurtured to be wives. Why? Because there's been drugs implemented into our neighborhoods. People, a lot, 80% of our men incarcerated. You name it, right? So it does go back to that we do have to start embracing a new definition as to what a black family looks like. And the crazy thing about it is, if you look at history, they did this shit in the 60s when drugs got really bad, when they was pumping heroin everywhere and doing all that shit, and this came from, they said it came from war. That's bullshit. They was pumping that shit over here. They was getting it from over there, fighting the wars, getting it from over there, bringing it back, and pumping that shit here in black neighborhoods. Because in the 60s was when we was the most together. And it was black families, and it was black unity, and it was I'm a wife, my husband goes to work, right? You know how they always say, well, this ain't back in the 60s. When you got to, it has to be, the man and the woman has to work. But that's even the design, too, to take both the parents out the house.
That break down a lot of structure in just us building and anything. Because if we can't be a family or even know how to work together as a family, how can we work together as a black society? Like us trying to build something. Like we can't even build families. So I mean, I'm not saying that we can't, but I'm saying that's kind of what they tried to break down. So if they can't build families, they're not going to be able to come together and assimilate to make something that's bigger than what we were doing, because we were doing that, and then just wanting to be, the whole movement with wanting to be equal kind of like messed that up. But because there's no reason to want to be equal.
There's no equality.
There ain't nothing equal in the world. So ain't nothing equal, ain't nothing fair.
So what does an alpha male look like, and are you guys alpha male?
Rest in peace to Kevin Samuels.
Alpha male.
Alpha male. I mean, this is kind of like the opening question, right? It's like an alpha male is to me, the alpha male is a male standing in his true essence of masculinity without being disrespectful, right? It's like you don't have to be that's not showing your alpha because you can get loud or be disrespectful or be demanding and controlling and all, but it's also just, it's standing in being a provider, being a father, being a husband, keeping your word, living up to your own expectations, having your own expectations of what you see. Leading is a big part of that, and being able to think outside of your emotions, because everybody it's gonna come, but what you gonna do how you gonna maneuver, and having your own cleverness and being able to bounce back or take a loss. How do you deal with loss? How do you protect your family during the loss? How do you there's a lot of layers to that, but I think it is just at the end of the day, alpha male, there's certain characteristics that you can tap into, that you can tap on, like how I was saying, at the end of the day, men ain't gonna do a whole bunch of back and forth with other men. Maybe a feminine man will. They'll be emotional, they want to argue with you. At a certain point, myself, there's no more talking. It's just like, okay, let's get to it. It's either gonna be this or it's gonna be nothing. There's no more talking because we're not going nowhere with this talking.
And Kid, did you say you were alpha male too? Do you agree with what he's saying, or do you even? Well, because I don't recall if he had an answer or not.
Alpha and then beta, because that's the comparison is, right?
They got omegas and stuff too.
But alpha omegas,
it's a whole nother.
I'm not sure how I would define an alpha male is probably similar to what he said. But
do you feel like you're an alpha male? Are you alpha male?
I just feel like I feel like I should be closer to the beta side because I grew up with my mom, right? But I've always felt the difference, and I was like, okay, I always went this side more of what I thought, more of what I believe was true, and I stood on whatever good or bad, you know what I mean? So it could be wrong or right. I'm gonna stand on it, and then if I'm wrong, I'm gonna obviously make sure it's right. You know what I mean? 'Cause I don't like to be wrong. You know what I mean? But I feel like an alpha male don't really want to be wrong. So although they might make a wrong action, might do something, but they'll make it right. They'll figure out how to make it right.
So do you guys?
So I feel,
or at least want to make it right.
Do you
want to make it right?
Feel that both the type of males that you are, do you desire feminine women over masculine women?
100%.
I desire.
Look into the camera.
I desire a woman that's feminine, but I like her to be
a little masculine,
understanding of masculinity, so that she can understand when she feels that she doesn't have to feel.
Can you elaborate on that?
You mean understanding when that masculine side of her starts to arise or feels attacked, so that way she can understand.
When
Like,
that
okay,
feminine,
wait,
I feel
this is I shouldn't be this. I need to stay in this lane.
Yeah, because I feel like a lot of times what happens is a feminine woman may feel attacked by a masculine man, and because of the program, revert into a masculine thing to protect her femininity. That's how.
Correct.
She,
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
And that happens a lot. You know. That happens
You
a
know
lot.
what I have noticed, just to chime
happens a lot.
in right there, is
That happens a lot.
to chime in right there when I was gonna say, I'm supposed to speak to exactly what he just said. I do think in my trial and error of like being more feminine, when you're being feminine and then a man is like being like ultra masculine with you and not dealing with you like in a feminine way, it does
Wait a
make
minute.
you
Something ain't
want
right.
to like get masculine wait, hold on. It does make
Okay,
you want to
go
get masculine, right? So I'd say the lesson that I've learned is when you stay in your femininity, even though it may be hard to do, it's going to be, it'll be a lot faster that your man, if he's a good man, will come back and it'll be quicker for him to recognize his wrong and to come and apologize to you and to come like, because he's going to go and think about it. But if you met him with that same energy, he's gonna be like, well, I cussed her out, but she cussed me out right back and called me X, Y, and Z and got in my face. So now it's kind of like it doesn't really feel like he's that wrong. But if you stay in your femininity, he will see. He'll be like, well, dang, you know.
Oh, so you want somebody to be wrong? You want somebody to be wrong?
Well, if you are wrong, if a woman is being feminine and you're like in her face and you're yelling at her and just disrespecting her,
Oh, yeah.
that's wrong. But if the woman now turns around and does the same thing, she also plays a part in that situation by becoming masculine, and because it's going to be harder for him to recognize his wrong when you now have stepped into a masculine energy. Where you stay in your feminine, he'll go back real quick and be like, dang, you know, my baby was over there just crying or just like quiet, or I maybe shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean?
So, okay, good. I'm glad you got all that out. Cause I want to know, because you said, I'm back here crying. I'm back here doing this, right? Now, I'm not going to be manipulated as a masculine because of your tears, because women are
Okay,
really
you
good
got me messed up.
pouring
That's not what I was saying.
pouring the tear. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like I saw you crying.
No, okay.
And as a man, crying, I don't really know how to deal with crying so well. And because I'm not feminine, so
Okay.
and I don't want you to cry. That's so. Me trying to get you out of that crying mode is me trying to. But see, if you're already crying, it's kind of hard to be a consoler.
But
as
to
a
be
masculine.
realistic, that is more feminine, right? Because I'm gonna say
Maybe,
I'm gonna say for me, like I don't want to cry, right? But if I'm really truly being vulnerable and like something hurt my feelings, I would tend to cry, or I could masculine those. I could mask those feelings and put on like my face and be like, and I can go in.
But okay, so
Right? So it's better for me to just stay in my masculine. And you know what? If this hurts me, let me just express that. Let me let the tears drop instead of now trying to just like outdo you. Because again, my words can cut and hurt. So,
Right.
you know, but what does that really do to
Well,
help?
do you think that women jump into an emotion before they logically think about how they really feel? Because you said they could hurt my feelings, but usually your feelings only be hurt for a little bit, and you'll be over it. The next day starts. And things
Right.
happen.
So what if I were to take it so far because my feelings were hurt and start saying nasty things to him, and you know what I mean? It's just like that it just
that-
adds to
Right.
the, you know,
But
detriment
as
of
a
a relationship.
woman, do you feel like, because you said my feelings may be really hurt, but see, as a man, we think about, well, what is your feelings hurt about? Because it could be something to us that doesn't seem, your feelings shouldn't be hurt about this. It should be an understanding, because that's how we think. Now, we might be asking you to think more masculine to understand situations that we can pull through. Because a woman may be like, I want to live in this emotion right now.
Right.
And we like, no, not
and
right now.
I get what he's saying, right? Because there's situations where women are asking men to think more feminine to understand where they're coming from, right? Because a man could be like, what's the best example? It could be something that you're emotionally tied up in and involved in, and you're like, oh, I feel like this and I feel like this, and really, a man could be like, well, just go do something else and make yourself feel better, or take a nap, or or go run, or do this, or whatever. Go outside, get some sun, like whatever. They could just say a million things that can say to avoid the emotion, right? But really, what a woman wants is for you to understand their feelings, like, and say, okay, So what the reaction they're looking for is like, oh no, I get it. So what, let's talk about it. What you want to do? But that's really not a man not gonna do that, because if we kicking it with the homies or something, we ain't like, hey, bro, I feel like this. Like,
that's when you're kicking it with the homies.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, in a man's natural habitat or essence, we don't use that part of us. That's not there, right? Just like for women, you're not thinking how we're thinking when we're saying something. You might take it personal, or you might take it and use and get offended, right?
Right.
So.
But I'm still. My whole thing that I was saying is, it's still better if you do get offended, or if you do get your feelings hurt, whether it's valid or invalid, depending upon the situation, it's still best to stay in your femininity. And if that does bring you to tears, it's better to me to let the tears flow, rather than to get in that man's face and don't cry and just start going off and now talking down to him and not speaking life into him at that point.
I think a lot of times when a man sees a woman in tears,
I'm not saying it always has to be tears. We don't have to make it about it.
I just want to say, because this is a good topic, because sometimes the tears happen and a man will console his girl, but then a lot of times it doesn't help, or she'll be like, I'm okay, or leave me alone,
or sometimes the man's trying to compute it too.
Don't you want
this? Don't you want me to?
Sometimes a man's trying to compute it as well. Like, why?
Like, understand what the reason.
where the tears are coming from.
What about when men cry?
What about which part of it?
See, a man ain't supposed to cry. No, players cry too.
Which part of it though? Because I feel like men cry for.
When a man cries, should a woman
console
him?
Nah, leave him alone.
Well, or should she be like, "What you crying for?"
I'm gonna tell you why.
Don't do that.
Just leave him alone. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because that's not that's not a man's usual state, right?
Okay.
So what a man's gonna do is try to like, all right, let's get it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to try to come up out of that as fast as possible. Because it's like, especially for me, because I feel like it's like, this don't even feel right. Like, I don't even know how to deal with this feeling I'm having right now. Like, let me get it out. Ooh, all right.
Okay.
Ooh, cool, I'm back.
Because,
you know what I'm saying?
It's when a woman cries, it's a lot different, I feel like. Because a man doesn't just cry for any little old thing.
You feel like a woman cries for any old thing?
I mean, when I think about what they're crying, like if I want to get to the nitty gritty of it, and I say, well, why are you crying? And then I hear the reason, I'm like, okay. Well, I mean, I get it.
Okay, because I was gonna say, like, I'm not just a crier.
No, we're not talking about you personally.
I know you're not talking about me personally, but I'm just gonna say.
But a woman will cry faster than a man, right? You think usually?
It depends, because I was going to say, it took me a long time actually to get in tune with my feelings.
Well, hold on.
Because I didn't understand crying. I was like, what? Like,
I would have said that. I would have said yes a few years ago. I would have said yes a few years ago, but dealing with people over the years and understanding that, like, or even like my mom's, bro, she not really. I don't think I've ever seen my mom cry, except when her dad died. That was like the only time I seen my mom cry.
Yes, I was gonna say too.
It's not for everybody.
Like all the, certain people are just more emotional overall.
Right, and that's what I was gonna get to.
And I more so can communicate with my words that I'm hurt, like without crying or screaming. But then sometimes
that's when it starts getting into signs, and I don't know.
Okay, you know what? Let's just get to the next question.
Because that's really
so y'all both know me. I want to know:
I just met you today.
do I exude masculine or feminine energy?
In this interview?
No,
You know.
no, like in just period.
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 If I just met you,
Damn.
That is like already sounds like shade.
no, I'm saying because if I just met you, I would say yes.
Yes, what?
You exude more feminine energy.
Okay.
But I know you.
So, what's the verdict?
You're living in your feminine.
Rolling with the homies. So yes,
Used to.
I did used to do that. So kid, from your perspective, over the years as you have known me, would you say that I exude masculine or feminine energy?
I would say that from what I like encountered in being around you, you're more feminine to me, just because I've seen masculine women.
Oh yeah. And, okay, hold on. Let me.
I know. I was like,
Let me also take.
I don't.
See, I've known you probably longer than a lot of people, right?
absolutely.
So I've seen.
So have you seen?
I've seen both sides.
different versions.
But I feel like everybody has both sides,
it.
So
Then that's where the buck stops, right? Because then there's some other ones.
some people have it too much. Like some people, and you may have masculine energy that you sometimes spew off. But I think, for the most part, you want to live in femininity. I don't think
Absolutely.
your masculinity comes out just because you're masculine.
I mean,
I think it comes out.
there's some
to
women
protect
I think it comes
there,
out
your
more in the
femininity,
gym, like in boxing and things like that.
There's some women out there that I'm not gonna name their names trashly, but it rhymes with trashly. But there are some women out there that just she's a woman biologically, but nothing like her brain, her.
Okay, let's
What?
just get into the next question. What are some turn-offs in a relationship for you guys? Go down the
Turn-offs.
list.
Somebody that can't communicate, that doesn't know how to communicate well, doesn't see the need to communicate. That's a turn off because you have to communicate.
Trying to
in order
control.
controlling it. Yeah.
Trolling.
Somebody that
I thought y'all was gonna have a long list. Y'all seem pretty easy to
I mean,
please,
no,
huh? Look at y'all. That's like one or two
look,
things.
No, but look, this couple thing because we'll talk to right. So a lot of times we it's like, and a lot of men out there can a lot of men out there can really attest to this. We don't want much.
Okay.
We really don't want much, and we just don't. We just really don't like the things that we don't like.
Right. Okay.
Right?
So,
but it's not a lot it's a lot of stuff that we can take. Like,
okay. So let's find out if this is one of those things. So should a woman go through your phone?
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay,
Look,
okay.
I mean,
on what grounds?
no ground, no floor.
Lava.
The floor is lava.
No grass. No
Nothing. No dirt. No sand. No beach. Look, I say this. You mean going through the phone?
That's
like
what I said.
I'm searching through, or like just be able to use your phone.
What's the premise?
'Cause I'm
That's
not
the thing is
in
like
which
you
we're-
don't know.
What? So sneaking.
No,
nobody
that's
should
not
sneak
what I
through.
mean. I mean, like, should
That's
she
what
go
you
through your
said. You
phone?
said
Like,
you don't know.
let's say if you give a woman your phone or whatever, and she's in
That's
it,
still
but you don't
sneaking.
know what she's doing.
Okay.
But she
Okay.
should
To
be.
me,
She
that's
could be
still-
looking up something or
To me, that's
whatever,
still sneaking,
or
right?
That's fine.
Or she could go through
She
your
goes through
messages.
my
You
phone.
just couldn't see what she
Now,
was doing. But
say
she's in
she
your.
sees something in the phone. Okay, say she go through my phone. I mean, because women do that. Even though if I think it's okay or it's not okay.
Okay.
It happens.
So you accept it as a.
I mean, it is what
It
it
is what
so
it
she
is.
goes to
No
the
choice.
phone and she sees something that is nothing to me.
That's something to her.
It's something to her. So now that's where it becomes a problem because it's like, yeah, you could go to my phone, but if you're going to cause a problem over something that is nothing to me, I haven't
Like
even-
naked pictures. Like, what do you mean when you say nothing to you?
I mean, a naked picture. I mean, I wouldn't. I mean, like just a naked picture, or like a naked picture of somebody he knows, or
Oh my god!
I was wondering. There's naked people on the internet. Like,
Oh my god!
Like, I'm saying it's just a naked.
So
random
are you
naked
talking
person.
about going like the?
Like if you
Are
saw,
you talking about a woman going through his text messages?
Just going
Or are you
through his
talking about
phone, like,
a woman
you know,
going through his Google feed.
Let's
Like,
say
what-
she was just on his phone. Maybe she was even watching something, and then something popped up, and now she's like,
Popped
"What
up
is
like
this?"
what?
I've
Like
seen-
a notification, and
I'm
then
gonna
now
tell you like this.
she's
I've had a situation, right?
okay.
I should say names, but I'm not.
Yeah, don't say names.
So, my boy,
What's his name? Obviously.
he
Someone
has
you know.
his phone, and his girl comes in the room and was like, "Hey, I need to call and pay this bill. Let me use your phone."
That's what I mean.
And he's like, "Okay," but I know he didn't really want to do it. So since I seen it, I was like, "Hey, can you use my phone? Just make the call here."
Oh,
Use
you
my
are
phone.
crazy.
So she's like, "No, I don't want to use your phone. I want to use his phone."
Ooh.
And I'm like, "Try it, nigga."
You tried to save
And it
him.
wasn't because there was anything in the. Well, there was some stuff in the phone that I don't know if she was listening outside the door, but there was stuff in his phone that wasn't so bad. But it was like if she saw it, she would be mad.
Okay.
And
Gotcha.
obviously, she took his phone, didn't call and pay any bills, went strictly through the phone, and then came right back in the room with an argument. And so I had to leave
Ooh,
because it was like
it was ruined.
So I don't think it's a.
That's a good idea.
I don't think it's healthy
Okay, so let's flip it now.
unless you're just
Have
like.
either of you ever went through?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh!
Wait. Let me answer. What question is this?
Have you ever went through a woman's panties? No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't hear the question.
I said yes. I
I
think
didn't even finish.
I didn't hear the
Have
question.
you, either of you, ever went through another woman's phone?
Oh,
yes.
Plenty of
And I'm not
times.
gonna say that was right,
fucking right.
but
I'm not gonna say that was right. You were going so hard on the opposing side.
This is why we're saying.
what I'm saying, I don't think I was right because I felt wrong every time I did it. I didn't
Every
feel like,
time.
I felt like
Just-
I'm gonna find something, but do I want to find something? Damn. Then I find
But
something.
see, here's my thing. Here's
Then
my
I'm
thing.
mad.
Here's
Okay.
my thing. Here's my thing. No. Here's my thing. No. I feel like the difference is, I feel like when a dude goes through a woman's phone, if he sees something that's worth saying, he probably won't even use it right there. It'll
So
just
he's
be
gonna
like-
hold it.
Not necessarily hold
Put that
it.
in the trigger.
Not necessarily hold it. You it's like just.
It depends how bad it is.
I'm not gonna
Right.
right, and then I'm not gonna jump into
Because
this
it may
right
not
now.
be. I may be jumping to conclusions. It may be something I
Right, there
see,
you
and it
go.
may be nothing.
Right.
So if it, because I can't be jaded and think.
Okay. I'm just gonna go right into the
children
next
were those?
question. Those are my children.
All right, what's the next question?
The next question is, does the number matter?
Does what
Wait,
number?
what?
How many men
body
a
count?
woman's previous? Oh, that's what it's called. I couldn't think of the word. I'm not hip. Okay. Does the body count matter?
Yeah.
On who? The man?
From-
It matters
Well,
on the
previous-
woman. It matters on the woman. It matters on the woman.
Does it-
Sorry, it's not fair.
On the
It is
woman,
what it
that's what I'm
is.
talking about.
Yeah. It matters on the woman. That's it.
Okay.
but
Okay.
okay, it does matter. But
It matters.
are women being honest about their body count?
Yeah, because they always say
Because now that they
multipliers
know
on
that
seven.
now that they know that it matters, because they know all women know it matters.
But you know what? These new women, I don't think they care. They'll tell you the real number.
Yeah, that's
They be
why.
like, yeah, I slept with
Yeah, that's-
197 men. Like
Yeah, and that's why they
tell
have a
you.
dog.
Yeah.
You know, because I don't.
That's
and
why.
they can never find somebody that really want to be with them.
Exactly,
because it'd be
because
like you've
this
already
is-
been with a
Okay.
lot.
Well, it's these
Well-
new women are dudes now.
Okay. Older or younger?
What are you talking about?
Older women or younger women?
Now? Older. Like over 40.
Okay.
I'm gonna go.
Young is this young
I-
women
hey,
are
You-
not-
wait, what did you
they're
go
not
with?
Women.
So
What did you say? I didn't hear you.
because I'm trying to think about my personal circumstances.
Just older or
I've
younger?
had, I think I like
When you
younger.
say that,
You like younger.
not younger like
Okay.
so
When you-
much younger,
when you
but
s-
like you know.
Okay, so
when you say that, are you saying like to be in a relationship with?
if you were to deal with a woman,
No, you gotta be
in
specific.
okay,
Okay.
so either
You gotta
in
be really
what's your
specific.
preference either in your past or going forward or
No,
whatever.
I'm saying, are you talking about to be in a relationship with, or to just mingle? Because I'm single. Like,
Is that a difference? Is that a
Yes.
difference?
Yes, that is
Yes.
a huge.
Oh,
difference.
okay. So
Because you're not
okay,
gonna get all
okay.
of
I'm
me.
sorry. So mingle, older or younger?
Any, it doesn't matter.
Relationship, older or younger?
Older.
For you, older or younger, mingle.
I would say if I'm mingling, don't really matter.
Okay, older or younger relationship.
Somebody that's in the same
Same range, right?
same range
In
as
this-
me.
okay.
They don't have to be.
Does it have to
necessarily
be older, younger, just somewhere in that
somewhere
same-
where I
couple
You know
years
what?
older,
No,
younger?
you know
doesn't
what?
matter.
You know what?
age
It
range.
has to be this.
yeah
It has to be a connecting of the
Okay.
minds when you're in a relationship.
yeah
Okay.
I
Yeah,
All right,
the
next
don't
age-
care about nothing
the
else.
age ain't nothing
Okay,
but a
next
number.
question.
Aaliyah.
Do y'all believe? Oh, I missed the joke.
It ain't.
Do y'all believe in monogamy, polyamory? I'm not done with the
I play
question.
Monopoly.
Do y'all believe in monogamy, polyamory, or polygamy?
Isn't that the same thing? Isn't
No.
polyamory and
So
polygamy the same
monogamy
thing?
is
No. I know what monogamy is.
okay.
I'm saying polyamory.
Well, let me
and
tell. In
polygamy.
case the people out there
okay, whatever.
didn't
Yeah, what's
know.
the difference?
So monogamy is.
Mono.
Being in a monogamous relationship is just one of each.
Mono.
One man, one woman. And polyamory is when there are multiple partners on both sides. Like it may be a partnership and then they both step outside the relationship, kind of like, and then polygamy is where only the man steps outside of the relationship. Okay, so do y'all believe in those?
But I'm
Do y'all
not-
believe in one of those, more than one of those, or what?
Believe.
I would.
Believe
I believe in monogamy.
or participate in.
But
You got this one.
okay, look. So if it's that woman that I want, monogamy. I
Okay.
like the monogamous part.
Okay.
And if I'm not so into you, I wouldn't mind Pilates and. I wouldn't mind all that.
Wait.
You know what I mean?
So if you're
wouldn't
not
mind.
so much into
Yeah,
so no,
polytheism.
no, but we're talking about in a real relationship.
In
So
a
in a
real-
real relationship that you
said-
are with the person,
But I have to.
You
But
would
my care, because I'm a Scorpio Venus, right? So my feelings
you're
gotta
very
be deep for
possessive.
you. Yeah. So
Okay.
if they're deep for you, I don't want you with nobody else.
so monogamy.
Monogamy is for me,
In a relationship.
Okay, what about you?
especially in a relationship for sure.
Yeah, in a relationship.
Monogamous.
Because I can be monogamous, just so you'll be monogamous. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, okay,
Okay.
let's just be real. Let's just be real, right?
Uh,
When we're dating, what are we? When women and men are in the dating phase, what are
It's
you?
called dating.
No, that's being what do you say?
Polyamory.
That's being Polynesian.
Polynesian?
Pilates. No, when you are dating, you're dating.
No.
So you're dating
by
multiple
definition,
people?
thank you.
You're
By
dating multiple
definition,
people or just
being-
dating
when
one
Well,
you're dating,
I believe
Aha!
in courting, so I think that you should only be courting with one person at a
But
time.
you dated before, so what I'm
I've
saying is
dated one person at a time,
no, that's-
always.
One, each day.
Ah!
But what I'm saying is,
At a time?
yeah, one time, at a time.
Yeah, well, we ain't going to double.
All right,
yeah.
Oh
I got
my
another date at
gosh.
9. You know, but what
Okay.
but
have
that
you
is
ever, have you
technically
ever dated multiple, like on a dating
Absolutely.
scene? Have you ever
Every-
dated multiple people at one time?
Absolutely not.
Whoa.
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 I thought
I don't even
I
know
thought
if
this
it's
was
the
a
truth.
truth.
You think
I
I'm
thought
lying?
this was a platform of truth.
I don't believe that, but I'm just saying.
Let me just
This is
say,
not a
I
platform of
get,
truth.
I
You know, we can
get.
end this interview right. What'd you say?
Okay.
I know.
All right, next question.
Oh.
No.
Traditional woman.
Too hot,
baby.
Traditional women or modern women?
Traditional, 100%. Modern women are men.
Of today? Modern? God, no.
Traditional
modern,
women
right?
are
Today.
modern women.
You mean like
Like modern women
Presently?
of today?
Yes.
No. Traditional women of what tradition? Of modernism?
So when I say traditional women, I mean like
I got
the
you.
traditional woman that cooks, clean, in her feminine energy. Or when I'm saying modern women, I'm speaking. I mean, you guys watch Kevin Samuels.
like-
Y'all know what modern women are.
I like the mix of the modern woman that knows how to be traditional because I don't.
Give an example of what
Yeah,
that looks
what do
like
you
for
mean by
the
How
audience.
does that look?
How does that look? That mixture.
to you?
To me,
Mm-hmm.
it's a woman that gets the role and knows how to be that traditional woman, but also knows how to. Because because modern women, I believe, know how to have fun. So I still want my woman to know how to.
You want to know how to
fun.
twerk?
Yeah, for me, for sure. Like, and even
And in public.
not in public per se. I see me. I'm not that bad about it, as long as I know it's for me.
Okay.
I don't care. Like as long as I
So
know.
you ain't.
I'm just
If
saying,
they ain't looking, you don't want it. Is what you're saying.
right. 100%.
Men could look, but
Yeah,
as
they
long as
can
I
look.
know, as long as.
But it's not for nobody else.
Like
Okay.
I want to be able to go over here, leave you over there, and be confident that you're gonna uphold my respectability by not being that, modern ratchet woman.
Okay.
I don't
And
want
your
that.
answer was traditional or modern women?
So traditional,
I like
with a little
traditional.
flair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like basically,
Okay.
yeah. Like I don't mind men. I'm not that possessive to where I need to have you like this when we walk
'Cause
down
that's
the
lame
street.
to us.
That's lame.
Okay, so I have
You know
a
what I'm
question
saying?
too. Like, never mind. Okay.
asking
Well, no,
No,
go ahead.
No,
No,
that's
no,
okay.
No, go ahead. Ask the question.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, like, so when I
It's a
okay,
truth
so this is
platform, right?
another question I have. So, like, do you guys care about what your woman wears?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so would you
Like
want
what,
her to
though?
dress more traditionally or more modern?
Nah, I don't want you wearing no
Like,
no.
I don't want
little
her
house on
short
the prairie.
skirt, bra.
outside the house,
Yeah, just going to hang out with her friends or something.
short skirt.
Short skirt.
Why?
Why would you wear that to go hang out with your friends?
Because she's free.
But you're not.
Free to do that. Yeah, you're not. He's saying that he doesn't want too traditional because it has to be
So he
appealing
just
to him.
okay, and
It
then
has
so
to be
I
appealing to
think
us.
okay.
Because like our eyes.
So is
might-
traditional being viewed as like boring? Because I don't think traditional
No.
has to be boring.
No,
You can still-
Traditional can be. You could be the traditional wife, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to be a traditional wife. I want you to nurture the children.
Okay.
To run the house.
So what do you when you
Like-
say
like,
modern? What is the modern?
Look,
I want you to
today-
dress
Flair.
modern,
Look today.
Dress
I see,
modern, like
but
with
not
with
ratchet.
We seen a girl.
So
today.
you want her to dress stylish?
Yes.
Okay.
be stylish,
But still
and it can be
modest
sexy.
or no?
Yeah,
It can
it,
be
should,
sexy.
it should be. It should
Okay.
be sexy. It should.
Okay.
Be
I
sexy.
just want. She just needs to know that just because you out here dressing sexy and you probably
And
gonna
you
get
feeling good,
compliments,
and you're gonna get hella compliments.
Right.
I still need to be confident that you,
It's
You just don't
it's
want
all-
her dressing trashy. Like,
Nah,
maybe.
I don't want her just in trashy. I don't think she would if she would. I mean, but if she did, I wouldn't want trashy.
Okay.
I mean, I don't even know what trashy is.
because
per
then
se.
because let me tell
All
you
right,
why.
we seen a girl today.
Because that will attract a different type of crowd.
We seen a girl
Okay.
today,
You know what I'm
right?
saying?
She was an older woman. She was
Oh, yeah, this shit
she
was
had on like these short
was
shorts
crazy.
that were
Yeah,
cut all the way,
and then the strings that like
and the strings, right, and her booty cheeks was pretty much out. So I don't know if that
because that
if she was my girl, I probably
she's nobody's girl. We know for
yeah,
sure.
she's nobody's
We
girl.
know that for a fact.
I can tell the way she actually was nobody's girl.
Yeah,
Ooh.
for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
And that's what we mean.
Okay, so this next thing is called deal breaker. So what is the 100% deal breaker? You're never talking to this person again. You're 100% done. What is your deal breaker?
Deal breaker. I think if you don't put me first, deal breaker. It's a deal breaker. Can't do it. If I feel like I can't. I gotta be.
Yeah, I can't come second.
I can't come second. It's a deal breaker.
One of one, huh?
That's hard.
mean,
I mean, because I can take a lot of shit.
Well, not only that, I feel like I'm going to deal with you like that.
Right,
Like
okay.
I'm gonna deal with you like that, right? So if somebody's calling me, I might be on the phone and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit you right back," because I'm gonna deal with you like that.
Yeah.
Take a sip.
It gotta be number one.
I'll wait till you're done.
Yeah, and if I'm treating you like number one, I gotta be treated like number one.
I should be
Come on,
treated
man.
like
'Cause
number
I
one,
already
too.
know that
Okay.
I'm doing that because I feel like I should be treated number one.
Okay, so
No problem.
why don't you guys
Treat like
describe the
number one.
perfect date
Perfect date.
that you
date.
go out with a woman that would make you want to, that would intrigue you to want to, if she's okay.
Like, you mean like the setting and all that? Cause to
no,
me,
like
it's
okay,
just,
no, I
it's
mean
just
like
a meeting of the minds.
okay. So
and-
this first
and-
date,
and-
if she gives it up, do you is that like, do you look at her differently?
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
I don't.
Okay, let's get the answers.
Hey.
Why do you look at her differently if she gives up the first date?
like differently than I looked at her when I was before I did anything.
When
with
you
her.
were just like courting her or just dating, didn't know. First date,
Well,
you guys
it's just gonna make me
smashed.
feel like, well, it's okay, it's cool if that's what you want to do, but I'm gonna look at it like, all right, is it me or is this what you do?
Right.
And that's the only thing where but it doesn't necessarily deter me from wanting to still see her.
It would never make me look at you different. It just wouldn't. It would set a boundary.
Okay, so why would it not?
It won't make me look at you different. I still mess with you because you're a cool person or whatever. But what I'm saying is setting a boundary. I just would probably not be in a relationship with you.
I'm not gonna lie. A lot of times,
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A lot of times,
You know what I mean?
I feel like you probably should let me do it on the first night.
Are you trying
I'm
to
gonna keep
send a
real.
message now? Like,
No,
on
I'm
second
saying because
thought,
I probably
first night for sure.
But because I don't have time for all this nonsense. No.
Oh my god.
No, I'm saying if she does it on the first night, though, I would. I know a lot of guys would be happy about that, but it is gonna make you look as if you do this all the time.
No.
Okay, what
no,
about-
No. It's not gonna make you look as if you do this all the time. You do this all the time, which is why I'm now in my mind. It's like, okay, well, it can't go further than this.
So you would never see her again.
No, I could be.
So you would continue to do that until she ends up with accidentally getting knocked up. Because
No,
what would be the
I'm
purpose?
not-
To continue? What would be the
What?
purpose to continue
No,
to
I'm
do
saying,
that
like,
if you have no intention
It wouldn't
to
be on
together?
a regular basis.
So you
seeing this person is what I'm saying. Like it wouldn't be like okay.
But
we're
you
on
wouldn't
this
have
date.
no problem
You would
exchanging your
not be
energy with
treated as
someone that you
number
feel
one.
that wasn't.
Yeah,
Well,
absolutely.
Because I wouldn't feel
so
like
y'all
number
are
one.
basically
Right, because
okay.
I'm like number
so you guys
37.
are okay
Yeah.
with.
I'm like 37 this week.
Okay.
What?
No,
go-
it's okay.
Elaborate.
It doesn't mean
No,
that
you said you guys
look,
are okay
this is
with
what I'm
what?
saying,
Nothing.
women.
It's
No,
If you're
say
out,
it. Come on.
'cause
You can't have a
I have
true
a
platform
message
and
for
you're
the
not going to
women.
tell the truth.
If you're out there doing it on the first date, don't stop and try to trick a man and then do it like a month later or 2 months later. You're wasting your time. If you're a first nighter, just be a first nighter. Somebody will continue to like that,
Yeah.
but not me.
Okay, so on the first
But I
date-
will like everything else, but I won't like that you do that. and
on the
then
first
I can never take this.
date, who is paying?
I have
I'm
experiences
gonna,
where
I'm going to pay.
I can't. What?
So,
what?
it
What's the
depends.
final answer?
I'm going to pay.
You're going to pay.
I'm going to pay.
Okay.
I've had it to where I met her, and I met her. We were there together, and she's trying to order a lot of stuff, but in our conversation,
Wait! You gotta give it a little more. When you say a lot of stuff, you mean like a meal and a drink and appetizer, or do you mean like she's ordering multiple entrees, or what do you mean?
she's ordering stuff that I'm not. It's too much. I'm not paying for none of it. Like
Oh my god!
everything she ordered was too much for me because she already put it in the air that it was a deal breaker that I smoked. So I'm like, well, why are we still here? And why are you ordering? First of
That
all,
you? I'm sorry. Can you clarify that you smoked what?
I smoked weed.
Okay, because
Yes.
they might not know what.
Either way, it was a deal breaker. So I'm like, so you already let me know this is a deal breaker, but you still want to do this dinner? Okay, so I'm cool with that.
Wait, she said like this is a deal breaker. I don't.
She said this.
And then let me get this, and that.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, I'm getting up.
So I'm just like,
The deal's already broke, so you
deal's
can go
broke?
ahead and have dinner.
Okay.
so
By
I
yourself.
know there's no possibility of a first night. I know there's no possibility of nothing. So I'm like, why? No, I don't. I'm not.
But here's
So
my
all
thing.
I got was water. So I didn't pay for shit.
I believe in.
She ate all the food.
I believe in making statements
I will pay though.
by action, not always having to say everything. So the reason I'm gonna pay is because whether or not we do this again, you just understand like what you lost. Because when you get into another situation,
Yeah, he's petty.
I swear, I was literally thinking like, wow, that's so petty. You just want me to now think in a new situation.
I just want you to think of when you go deal with the next motherfucker, and he be like, "Yeah, so we going half."
Like me.
we
Because we went half, but I got water, so my shit was zero.
Oh,
No, because we can't go half on something I didn't get. So I was like,
Wow.
she was a little, and she had a nerve to have an attitude.
was she? What was her nationality?
She was Mexican,
Oh, okay.
so she wasn't the type of Mexican I would like.
Oh,
I'm saying because she looked at me like she pushed the bill towards me. I was like,
what do you mean the meal or the bill?
the bill? She pushed the bill to me when the bill came.
And what did you do?
It fell.
Well, you know me. I'm good. I just grabbed it. I was like, oh, okay, you got this. All right, well, there you go. You got it. Damn. You know what I'm saying? I just looked at it like, oh, damn, so much. Okay, cool. I just did that. Put it right back on her
And
side.
what happened?
She looked at me like, so you're not going to pay for the meal? I'm like, what meal?
No. Now hold on. Here's
I
another
didn't
thing though too. Women do this.
I didn't have no remorse.
Women do this for
that.
real. They will
Yeah, nah.
date just to eat. There are women that
Now-
will do this.
Now, I've done
They
this
will
too.
go on a date
You've done
and
what?
know they're not about
I've
to
done so
do
much
it
shit, bro. That's funny. It's funny stuff.
just to
I've
get a
done.
meal.
Yeah, I've done stuff where I know so this one, she knew she looked good, so I was just trying to be funny. I was just like, okay, the bill came. I was like, oh, okay, you got your half. And she was like, she stood up, like, you're not gonna pay for this? I'm like, oh. So it let me know there was more to come. Not
Tonight,
that I was
later.
gonna pay for it anyway, but I was just playing. So the next time we went out, I hid my wallet in the car. So then when the bill came, I was like, oh shit, I lost my wallet. So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? She's like, you better not forgot your wallet. When she did that, I was like, oh my God. So she didn't bring nothing. So I was like, you really didn't bring anything? No money with you? So I'm like, damn, I'm about to dine and dash. So she like, for real, like, yeah, we went to dine and dash. But I'm like, nah. I'm like, let me just go look in the car real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I went
And
got
then you drove off.
No, I went and got my wallet and paid for it. She's like, I hope it's in the car because she wasn't trying to help. So
Do you
Was she
feel
down to
okay?
dine
Wait,
and
hold
dash?
on. Let me ask you a question
Hold on,
though.
hold
she
on, real
was
quick.
down to dine
Was she
and
down to
dash.
dine and
'cause
dash?
had
Is she a real one?
Yeah.
I
But I was just messing with her to see where she was at with it because I do like a woman that will pay if it feels like the other night I was on the strip
Okay.
and I'm walking. This girl coming to me, she's on my arm,
Oh.
and it wasn't my type or nothing. But I was like, okay, well since you're following me, you all up on me, give me a drink.
You said that?
Yeah. And she was like, you want me to buy you a drink? And I said, yeah. And she said, okay, let's go find a bar. So we went to the bar and she bought a drink and that was it. It was cool. But I respected it because she wasn't like, you need to be buying me a drink. Because I probably would have.
So you're talking about people with what's the word when they are when they expect something, but what's the terminology for it?
Entitlement?
Entitlement. Because there's a lot of that
Yeah.
going around. There's a lot of entitlement just being passed around.
Yeah.
Like
So
while
like
at a
pretty
restaurant.
privilege.
Yeah.
Huh?
Like I don't like pretty
That's
privilege.
gonna be another topic.
Is that a thing?
Like I don't think a girl could.
I just think it's called entitlement.
Okay,
Like,
so
entitlement issues.
while we're on that subject, do you guys prefer stay at home wife or working woman?
Stay at home.
I like staying home. I want to stay at home too.
Yeah.
With you.
Yeah, me too. Because at the end of the day,
For real.
it's really about being able to spend
what
the
you wanna
time
do,
and
right.
Do what you want to do. Nobody wants to go to work. Let's just get this out there.
Okay.
Like, nobody.
So
wants to.
if your woman did work and she made more than you,
then
would
she
you guys
not
care?
Be my woman.
Okay. You?
My woman worked and made more than me.
Because
Would you
she-
care? Would that
It
bother you?
No, it wouldn't bother me, but it would definitely. I would hope that it wouldn't jade her to where she feels.
But it
so-
would.
Okay, and
that's
then so why would
no,
you
hold
say
on.
that she wouldn't be with you if she made more
Because
than you?
I'm because of what I'm about to say to him. Because he said I would hope it wouldn't jade her, right?
Which
but
I know that's a- yeah.
but it would. Let's just be realistic. A woman that makes $250,000 a year and her man makes 50, that's always going to be a thing. It's always going to be a thing.
We'll see. Yeah.
It's always going to be a thing. Because at the end of the day, let y'all get into an argument, a real bad one. You say something, just thinking y'all just cool, and she fuck with you because you're you. She's gonna bring that up. Like it's gonna come out. Like get your broke ass out of here. I'll buy you out your whatever. Like I'll buy you out this motherfucker. I'll give you your salary to leave. Nigga. Like or whatever. She'll say some real hard shit. But what that does when you make that type of money and you can provide for yourself and you do this, it builds up an ego. So it's that woman
Okay, so-
is going to.
So-
it's
Now-
just not going to work.
so wait-
because I got to be in my position.
Okay, so now that we're on that, what if does the man start feeling that way when he's making a
Now,
lot
here's the-
more
oh,
than
wait,
the
wait,
woman?
hold
Does
on.
he treat the woman
hold on,
with
hold
a
on.
lack of respect?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's
Here we go.
this is where it gets tricky, right?
Yeah.
But shit get tricky, right? But It's about adding value, right? So if I make $300,000, if you're married, there is no I, right? It's yours because legally you're both entitled to it. True, right? But if let's just say I make $300,000 and we're engaged, we're not yet married. You should be adding value to that $300,000 as the woman, because women are usually the smart ones. Usually, now, I don't know about these modern women, but you should say, okay, look, we can live off $100,000, and we can take this $200,000. We can put it into some real estate. We can put it, I'm not saying the man won't already be thinking that, but if you're at home and you're not doing anything, you should be thinking, what can we be doing with this extra $200,000? What can we be? So when I say add value, now it's like, oh, now we went from making $300,000 a year. Now we making $50,000 a month, right? And we doubled our income. Or you know what I mean, or whatever. The point I'm making is that now it's like, okay, now we have time to pour into each other. We can go do vacations or whatever. So it should never be a real competition. It should be a competition against the rest of the world.
So you feel like she should compliment
not
what you're already bringing to the table.
But you have the time to
but that's what I'm saying. Like she's complimenting what you're already bringing to the table. Right. Like she's adding value to the business or growing it or helping to spearhead certain things, or maybe she's doing accounting.
Because
or whatever.
My role is I'm gonna go out here and make sure we getting something right,
or even like making sure that hey, we're saving this much, or you know what, I put this much more to the side for us. You know what I mean? Because she's thinking about the family, thinking about because the man is too. Now the man still has to make the money, but he may not be able to take care of all the little minor details. Right. So the woman, usually they're better at that, of taking care of the bills, taking care of all the stuff that
the fine tuning, and also too, if the ultimate goal is to be able to spend time and do whatever you want with each other, because let's just be realistic, when the man has to go to work, he's still out of the home for a certain amount of hours or a certain amount of days or whatever the case may be. When you do something together, though, you can the whole family can be involved. The children can be involved. You can put them on payroll. You and your spouse are now involved doing day-to-day things. It's a real growth experience, and it even will tie the family even closer because you have something that you built from the ground up. And it's like team. Like he plays sports, I play sports.
I play sports.
What sport you play?
Boxing.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Boxing.
You play boxing?
It's not for play.
I
play around.
I box professionally in these streets.
Ooh.
Femininely.
Masculinity. But realistically, that's all it is. It should never be a competition. It should never be about who makes more money. You, as a feminine woman, you should want your man to make a lot of money, because then there's more things. You know that the environment is going to be a safe one. You know that he's going to be able to provide, and then once you know all those things are secure, that's when you start thinking outside the box and saying, okay, what can I do to add value to this? Don't just take that $100,000 he's giving you and fuck it off.
Right.
Take the $100,000.
I think it's easier to handle situations like that with the money and everything when you care about the person you're dealing with, because a lot of the times people don't care. So it's like a girl might be with a guy because he has money, so he's giving her money and she's taking it, whatever. But she don't really care about the guy. So as soon as he loses money or doesn't have the money,
she's on to the next.
She's on to the next that has the money, or just now she's gonna figure out a way to break herself away or talk down to him. But it's really like, if you care about that person, you're gonna make sure that they're in a good mental space to make that money. You're gonna make sure, and they're gonna make sure, just if you're doing stuff at the house, that you're okay.
And you'll see it. What's the word I was trying to say earlier? Reciprocity. Yeah, you'll see. I couldn't get that shit for nothing. But you'll see that happening when there is care on both ends, or just care on both ends. Because what'll happen is if the man sees the care coming from the woman to make sure he's in a safe space to make the money, he's gonna bring it home to her. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna send it back, bring it home. It's all coming there. So when you see that, it's like, okay, this is a team. This is how a team operates. It's you got motherfuckers that been on the team that don't play 2 minutes on in basketball, but they might attribute to the team in some way, and that way is what they need to attribute to the team in, whatever that is. And you go ahead.
So
I got a question for you, June.
Oh shoot.
Yes.
So what is that question?
If a woman makes more money than the man, like you asked, is that something that you feel a woman can handle or can't handle?
So
Because it does happen,
Seen it in the movies a lot, and it usually never works
so
out.
I just want to.
So just
Okay,
imagine
what's
you
your
was making,
specific question?
Imagine, let's just put yourself in that position. Say you was making millions,
and I met someone,
and you met a guy, and
for the first time I met him.
Yes, and he's not making. He's making 50,000. You make $1 million.
Yeah, I don't think women can handle that.
He's making 50,000. So he can't do things for you that you can do for yourself. You can do everything for yourself and him.
Right. This is the problem.
But you want to be in your femininity, but you make so much money.
You can't. You can't be in your femininity.
So how do you relax to allow this 50,000 there? to treat you like a woman when really you have all the money and you can probably treat yourself.
Okay, so
how do you allow him to take you to Red Lobster when you can go and afford Nobu?
And you want to go there
at any time of the day.
But he says, you know what, boo?
I
boo boo.
pay for,
He
That's
calls
what I
me
say.
that.
That's what I say.
Oh.
So I'm just saying, like, if he was to say that, hey, I want to take you over here, and he's thinking, hey, this is
in my budget
to me, and this is
in my budget.
Actually, it's a little more expensive.
What I want.
So how do we meet?
It could be organic. You can meet at a store.
Finessers could get into $1 million. Like, say he's a finesser, he just get into the crowd of the $1 million people, but he meets you.
But look,
But
millionaires shop at grocery stores. You know what I'm saying?
But you care for
millionaires
this man.
park in parking lots. So there's so many organic. Millionaires shop at Target. There's
Can
so
you
many
care
organic
about?
ways.
Can you care about him enough to do?
How you make this much?
Because he's 50,000. See the 50,000 in the way your face look like.
My face looks like something.
Yeah, it looked like he
Oh
made
my
50,000.
It looked like I'm not going to Red Lobster.
I'm like,
No, I
when
didn't
I said
say
Red
that.
Lobster, you did the thing from like Ben Still.
or
I did.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to.
or better yet,
Okay.
y'all make the same money.
Okay.
No, let me. Okay, do you remember that movie? Was it Why Did I Get? No, not Why Did I Get Married.
We could just actually go to the.
No, hold on, real quick. I just want to say this. The movie with
She didn't want to answer that.
the movie with I know she don't. But the movie with
I didn't understand the question. Honestly.
Taraji P. I mean,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hopefully he takes you back.
it doesn't.
If you did all the distance.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I think on one hand, it's just like different, I think on one hand, it really wouldn't matter to me, right? But I do think it would be
You have two
very.
hands, though, right?
Huh?
You have two hands.
Okay,
You got
so
one hand.
on one hand.
On the other.
Okay, no, like on one hand, it really wouldn't matter to me because I think the biggest thing would be is if I was dealing with an alpha male
But how would you know?
by
A lot of
his
alphas-
traits.
Yes, but
Okay,
a lot of
wait,
alphas.
what would be the difference?
A lot of alphas.
You wouldn't take what he's saying because he's.
No, it's just that does he assert himself as an alpha male? Is he still in the mindset of being a protector, a provider? Does he know how to treat his woman?
He could be a protector. Mm-hmm. He can't be the provider. Not when he's making 50,000 and you make $1 million a year.
Not financially, anyways.
He doesn't have
right?
to. He doesn't have to. But I mean, by nature, is that how he is?
So you would be a sugar mama.
I don't know how to answer
Let me ask you
this
this.
question.
Younger or older?
Yeah. You didn't ask yourself.
You guys
Let me ask you that.
What do you mean? You didn't answer nothing.
Y'all can't do this.
is
Okay,
open.
this is my show. I'm getting back control. in the most feminine manner.
Hold on, let me take this back. Well, yeah, older.
Well, I was just
Older,
gonna
younger.
say. Oh, speaking of that, in a work setting, women do have to be a little masculine in a work setting to be taken seriously. So they do have
That's
to
not true.
assert
So should
themselves.
women
That's
work?
not true.
Should women work?
If they don't have any husband, then they should, so they could have their own place.
They should just
in
get on
a-
welfare. No, I'm just playing.
Okay, you're done.
No, I'm just
Okay, wait. How
go ahead.
much should a woman pay in bills, mortgage, rent if you guys are living together?
Wait, real quick.
Okay.
Woman in
I
marriage.
want to just say this: there are jobs that women can do, which keeps them in their true feminine nature. You want to know which ones?
Sewing.
What? They don't
Oh,
do
I'm
sews
sorry.
now.
Go ahead.
They have
Stripping.
machines.
What?
Stripping. No, I'm just playing. No, but look, like interior designers. I don't think men
that's so
should
nice.
be interior designers.
Okay.
Fashion designers. I don't
Yes.
think men should be fashion designers.
Counselors.
Maybe because men need counseling too. Right?
That's true.
Okay.
Hair,
From another man.
Hair.
That makes sense.
nails.
Nails.
Yes.
Men shouldn't be doing that shit.
Yes.
I don't think, me personally, don't think men should really give massages. Me personally. That's my personal opinion because I think women are more sensual.
You heard that double O?
I like my man.
O?
giving massages.
My nigga double O. He's a masseuse. Like, oh,
No
homie.
offense.
Homie. Nah.
No
He's like a
offense to you-
chiropractor. He's
to
like
you
a
soft-
chiropractor though. That's more manly.
Oh, okay.
He's like a
chiropractor.
chiropractor type, but,
But
he
no,
do
no
massages.
offense to the soft hand niggas out there.
Yeah, no,
but
he got strong ass hands. I ain't gonna lie.
but
Wait, you said he has strong?
He has strong hands. I don't know. That's what people.
How
tell
would
me.
you? Oh,
I
okay.
never had a
That's
massage.
the next
Wait,
question. Okay.
but
Ice did.
What?
I never
He's
massaged.
airing
He
people
did.
out today. he put a name.
No, it's double
And
O's
I'm
the
gonna
homie.
make sure to
I haven't
link
got one yet, though.
him in the description below.
The only massage I got was by a lady, and yeah, it was cool. I had candles.
Did you get a
everything.
happy ending?
No,
Okay.
no. I didn't.
So, how much should a woman pay in bills, mortgage, or rent when living together?
In marriage,
When living together.
it means a lot, Jasmine. You have
Oh,
to be specific.
I mean, if you-
with men, you have to be very specific.
I
because
believe
if-
in marriage. I don't know if other people
Yeah,
do.
but people live together that are not married.
Okay, so how much should a woman pay in bills, mortgage, or rent if living together?
is she
When
having sex with the person she lives with?
Yes.
So what is the situation though? Is
They're
it
together.
Are they planning on getting
They're
married? or just in a
together.
relationship?
They're
They're
in a relationship,
partners.
though, okay.
They're in a relationship. They're together.
But not married.
Married or
Either
not.
or. Okay.
No,
okay.
no, it
They
does.
love each
Okay, well, I'll give you two
other.
answers.
Okay, I'll give you two answers. There you go.
Okay.
Okay. So you want to know if not married?
So you believe in marriage?
Yeah. I mean, I don't not believe in marriage. I
Have you
believe-
ever proposed to anyone?
I believe it.
No.
What?
Nope. No. He pick me up? No. Hell no. I believe in it, but see, since I know the modern world, okay, and where I come from, this modern world I don't think they understand marriage, because I think marriage is deeper than all the frivolous things we talk about. And I feel like all those frivolous things that we talk about will be handled if people really believe in marriage. Because I believe once you are married, you are one, right? So whether he's making the money, you're making the money. If this person cares about you, regardless, it's gonna flow. However we make it flow. But if we're stuck on these certain constructs and stuff like that, we won't be able to even care because we're too worried about the program that we think what we're doing. But as long as we're together as one unit, spirit, human, and we understand we're working together to build a better life for ourselves, it shouldn't matter what's going on as far as.
But
You know what I'm saying?
the only thing I would say is I can't do is she can't be making the money for me because she not finna sit at the I'm not about to sit at the dinner table and then she be like, eat the food that I just cooked and I bought, nigga. Like
Yeah,
that's
see,
just not finna
That
happen
won't
for me.
because she'll get robbed.
So
Like, oh, you thought you had
okay,
money?
so how much
Okay,
should
yeah.
a woman pay in
Yeah.
bills, mortgage, or rent if living together?
You said what?
How much should a woman
Oh, that was the
pay
question.
in
We're
bills,
not answering
mortgage,
that
or-
because I don't
Okay.
feel like a woman should. Like, I wouldn't really want my woman to pay anything.
Yeah, I'll say nothing because again I'm petty and I want you to know what you're gonna lose when you lose it. Like it's like.
But
why are you banking on losing? Why are you banking it on the loss?
Because my thing is if this doesn't work, it's not because I wasn't willing to be in my position.
So if it doesn't work, you want to be able to like rub it in their face.
Not rubbing in your face. Your thoughts are gonna rub in your face. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Okay.
I'm just gonna because you're gonna get into the next relationship with a modern man who's like we splitting it down the middle.
See, that only comes once you violate.
So if you with someone and you're paying all the bills and she violates, now she has to pay half?
Or she gotta pay
or whatever
own.
the violation stands for, whatever the violation says. Like, okay, you violated this. You're disrespecting the fact that I do all of this. So then you try it. You try with me. Okay, you're gonna do half.
Or no, you don't have. You don't.
So
have
now
to,
when she tries it, then you're going. Okay.
No, she don't even have to pay half. She just has to pay her own.
Okay.
You gotta get out.
All right. So describe the perfect woman's characteristics, like characteristics of the perfect woman.
She got her own house. She got her own. No, I don't know. No, a perfect woman.
Just some of the characteristics of a perfect woman, or your ideal woman that you would want to marry.
Like when I wake up in the morning, like everything's laid out for me. It is like, well, thank you.
Everything
You know,
like
this is
what?
gonna happen.
Everything like what?
Like everything. I put your bag's here, your keys are right here, your wallet's there. You know, I won't. Well, you know, before you go, I want to pull your pants down. And okay, that's taken care of. And don't worry about the children. And you know, I'm gonna take them to soccer practice. When you get home, there's a massage waiting for you. I just want to make sure your day's great. You know, it's like
okay.
Like, damn, like, thank you, God. You know, it's just
okay.
Like, I mean, that's a perfect situation.
Okay.
But
that was ideal.
That's fantasy, right?
Okay. But I was saying some of the
perfect.
characteristics of that woman would be like...
Oh, well, caring, nurturing, thoughtful. Beautiful, loyal, loving, reliable.
Yes.
Okay,
Loyal.
so the same for you?
Yeah, reliable, loyal, good listener, good, knows how to take action when she needs to take action.
But then I also need you to have some. I was gonna say I also need you to have a little bit of flair too. Like I don't need you to be dull, like a dull doorknob.
Like what he said, I know he really wouldn't want all that either. Like that sounds like a Bewitched or something. You feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Just do whatever. But yeah, I want you to act like that, but I also want you to
but I want you to also have your own brain too.
So with that being said, having your own brain and all that, can a feminine woman have an impact on a decision? So generally speaking, when we're talking about masculine and feminine or being a submissive traditional woman, a lot of more modern women believe that feminine women don't really have a voice, or they don't have an impact on anything, and they just have to listen to everything their man says as the leader.
I think that's what a masculine woman that wants to be feminine says.
Yeah,
I think feminine women don't think like that.
So you believe that if you were in a relationship with a feminine woman, she can have an impact on a decision you guys are making together?
Because a true masculine is going to feel like he has to be delicate with the feminine woman.
But a true feminine woman is not going to feel that way.
Yeah,
a true feminine woman is going to know that what they say does matter to their masculine man.
Yeah. Okay, so what are beta males?
I think panderers, guys that pandered, and it's like I think the alpha male I think right now is trying to, I guess, teach the beta males that you don't have to pander, right? Because they pander, they let women do whatever they like. The stuff we're talking about that we don't like, they'll like that. A beta male will like everything a masculine male wouldn't like, and a woman or a feminine might think that's I like that because he's. But then they'll start realizing, oh shit.
A beta male is what masculine women say when they say, "I want him to be more in touch with his feminine side," and it's like, I'm not gonna be more in touch with my feminine side. I'll be more in touch with your feminine side. Mm. So yeah, like beta males, they go like you ever seen them. The beta males, like I say like white men. A lot of white men to me are beta males.
What about Russell, what's his name? Future's not Future's Sierra and
Nah.
Why? Why would?
Russell. What's
Okay,
his
so
name?
Hold on, wait.
I have a question. So your view of him is that he could possibly be beta male?
My view of him,
Just from the outside looking in.
from what I'm seeing, it's possible. But I
But
know
so few-
who he is as a professional, he's a professional athlete, first of all.
So sometimes I also think alpha male can be confused with being like a person like Future, like a cheater, a womanizer. Like, is that what like?
But you could be an
I-
alpha male and be both. You could be an alpha male and be a good wholesome husband, and you could be an alpha male and be a cheater. That I don't think that defines neither or nor.
you could be a beta male and be a cheater,
Right. You could be,
Okay.
So I don't think it defines neither
Okay,
or.
that's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? I just think that Russell Wilson is just in love with his wife.
There you
Yeah, but I would say that to the world he would look beta, just how because Future's an alpha.
He's
looks,
more outspoken.
Yeah, he looks
So-
more like he's so into
Okay,
her.
I
which
get what
appears
you-
to
He
be
does-
beta.
Let me
No, hold
keep
on.
my comments.
No, hold
But
on.
it's not beta if you're in love with your girl. What's beta is just
What's beta is how
I think-
What's beta is how you're not controlling the situation.
Will Smith is beta. Will Smith is beta.
You just calling everybody out.
Will Smith is beta.
I'll put it to you like this: betas
How do
betas don't run shit. Let's
Will
start-
Smith
let's
is
start
beta
there.
then.
Let's start there
Because
betas don't run
is
shit.
Will Smith
I'm
beta?
gonna put that in the
Will
title.
Smith is definitely beta because none of that shit would have went down.
That's not
Jada
going-
would have been gone.
He slapped the
gone,
dude.
Gone.
I can't say that you're. I don't
What?
know.
You think you finna sleep with my sons? Hold on.
They might
You-
be
you-
polyamorous for one.
He wouldn't have been polyterian
Yeah,
like that
that's-
if he was polyamorous.
He's
They
an
would've been-
actor.
No, I'm talking about when they did the Red Talk.
Yeah, he's an actor. I mean, but who knows? We don't know. We don't know.
that
This
shit
is
ain't
we
making
don't
him
know.
no money. It's taking money away from him. That's real shit.
The dude did say that he had a conversation with Will, and some people are polyamorous, which is where they're together, they have a partnership,
But
and
what
they
if-
decide
But what
that
if
both
that's
parties
the
can
beta
step
in
out.
Will not wanting to lose
Right,
his woman, so he says, "Oh, you could do
exactly.
it."
But how do you know he didn't have women in the past and that
What?
she
He
knew
didn't have
about
what?
See,
women
See?
in the past?
See? There we go.
Well, a lot of people
He's a
say he
man.
had a
He should have-
long-term woman, so that this could have been something that they had as a husband
But
and
how
wife.
do you know
That's
that
true,
was his? But let me just
And
say,
he's a Libra.
yeah. But let me.
Why you look at me like that? He's a Libra. Goddamn.
But let me say
He
this:
is.
he was in a marriage before. They weren't polyamorous. They weren't known for sleeping
And
around
did
with
it
others.
last?
He just really loves. See, the thing is,
She probably was another one.
he just really loves Jada, and Jada wants to do that stuff. Jada's still praying.
But why do
for
you
Tupac to
you
come
know
Jada-
what? Let me just
Jada-
say, like, I don't think that's so fair to say that about her. You don't know what she
No, you know
wants.
what? He's right.
How
Will
do you
Smith is
know
a beta.
that?
Will Smith is
I
beta.
know, but how do we know with Jada that Jada's the one who wants to do this and that
'Cause she's
Will's
the-
just
she's in
sitting over
control.
here
Look
how she
crying?
talks
She's
about
in
him.
control.
Look how she
she's
talks
in
about
control.
him
For
on-
sure, she's more masculine than he is.
She talks
But
about.
guess
him.
what? Her match was Tupac. Tupac was more masculine than her. So that's
you
who she really loved.
Did you
And that's
see
just really
them
what it
praying
is.
for Tupac to come back? She had her daughter. They was praying for Tupac to come back
And Will Smith didn't slap the shit out of
to
him.
make her mom happy.
So he's beta.
I would disown
That's,
my
I mean,
daughter.
it's Tupac. Come on now,
See,
So, see?
Will.
What does that mean?
see,
it's
Will,
Tupac.
just leave.
Will,
her,
go
man.
slap somebody else. Slap.
It. Yeah, just
That's so wrong, y'all. Okay, anyways,
That's not wrong. That's not wrong.
I just don't think
you don't think Will is beta?
I don't know enough about him
You
to
think
make
Russell
that
Wilson's beta?
determination. Who?
Russell Wilson?
I don't know
I'm not
enough
gonna
about him
I'm
to
not
make that
hold on. I'm not gonna
determination.
say. I know what you're saying, but I'm not gonna say Russell Wilson is beta. I'm gonna say his actions look beta.
They look beta. No, I'm
They
saying
look, the actions look beta because I would have been checked Future. Like, look, bro, you gonna stop? Look, all jokes aside, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Oh
gonna
wait,
stop?
so Future was he was coming
Future
up
has
Future?
said Future has said a lot of things.
But why does he have to address it publicly?
Who? Because Future adjusted publicly.
See, the
So
thing
guess
is-
what? You're not
You
the
don't
finna.
thing
have
that
to
Russell
do that.
Wilson is not.
That's petty.
The
Okay.
thing that Russell Wilson is
Nah.
not is toxic, and Future is toxic.
But also too, I'm going
So he's
to
just-
I'm going to also let it be known.
He's letting it be known by being a good husband, being a good father. Why
That's
does he
cool.
have to go on
Because
public? That's
my
actually for
wife-
female
because
stuff.
no,
to
no,
now
it's
I'm going to
not.
be
No, it's
catty
not.
and
No,
have
no,
the
no,
back
it's
and
not.
forth.
Because my wife is going to know that I'm going to stand up for her
But what if her
publicly,
okay? So what if his
and
wife?
behind wherever.
What if
Would
his
you-
wife is asking him not
If
say
she's
nothing.
asking me not to say something, then I won't.
Okay.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
also she has a child with him too, right?
Yeah.
They have a couple.
So
So that's
why-
what I said.
yeah.
If she probably is asking him. Because me, if I as an alpha, that my natural reaction is to,
And he could
is to
be doing
attack
that.
a motherfucker who's attacking my family.
I feel like
right?
she just rather ignore Future.
Okay, so
Not
let's
give him
get
no shine, 'cause
let's
he's
get
already
back on
famous.
topic
Yeah.
of melanated, specifically Black women in America, who you guys have said are more masculine, and
For the
we
majority,
did
I'm not
for
gonna
the
say all.
majority, and we did speak a little bit. Well, you spoke a little bit about what happened and what was the reason that those things kind of developed over time. So I just wanted to. That was one of the questions: is what happened and how did we get here? Like, how did we get to this? Because, like I said, there was a time where women. We did kind of already hear. I mean, we don't have to answer that. We can
No,
go.
we can.
So then the
But we
next
can touch
question.
on it again.
I mean, the next question was just going to be, what is the solution?
That's,
All right, let's
So
touch
what's
on-
the
let's touch-
solution?
Let's touch on both.
We did touch on it.
so the solution.
Let's touch on both.
What's the
It
solution?
starts from kind of education of knowing,
Education.
of knowing who you are, knowing where you come from, knowing the cultures before you, because we kind of most of the people are just starting from now. And they don't know nothing about
Right.
the past or what it was and what type of principles and standards we live by. So,
Well, let's just take ourselves, right? When you, as an individual, usually how you form your own identity is by looking at your past. And when I say looking at your past, what does that mean? Looking at your mother, looking at your grandmother, and if you're blessed enough, looking at your great grandmother.
Yeah, your
right?
history.
So you're looking at your past, like, where do I come from? What type of people were the people that made me? And then that's how you can be like, oh, okay, that's why I feel like this, or that's why I do this. That's why I like, you know what I'm saying? So again, like, to speak to what he just said, most people are starting from right in this instance. And then what about the ones that don't have the mother in the home, that don't have the father in the home, that don't have neither one of their parents? There's people getting raised by their grandparents.
Right.
And then what can they teach? Or what do they learn? They learn what is given to them, which is what society will do. If you ain't got nobody to teach you in the home, we'll teach you. We'll teach you at school. We'll teach you in our public schools. We'll teach you on our social media. We'll teach you on our TVs. We'll teach you outside in prisons, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So education is definitely the first step. Then implementing what you learned is the second step. And and then keeping the traditions, creating new traditions of passing down knowledge.
And then they also
You know
know
what I'm
too,
saying?
like, look, the enemy don't want you to learn this, so you have to know that you're going to be bombarded with more
Bullshit.
marketing towards
That's
bullshit
true.
than you are this. So this is going to be a small sector, and it's not going. It's in order for it to come through and work, you have to know that you have to blind yourself from all the negativity and all the stuff that's keeping you away from building families and building, a society within a society.
And don't always think crazy is crazy, because what they like to do is they label things as crazy that's actually sane as fuck. And then they have y'all out there looking crazy because you're going along with the crazy. That's
Right.
really the bullshit. And it's man, I can touch on so many different
Like,
topics.
I had a
of
girl
that.
tell me this one time, right? So she was like, this is back to what you said, who pays on the date, right?
Okay.
And she told me, she was like, so if he doesn't pull out his wallet, then he better not try to kiss me tonight or kiss me during the date. And I'm like, so that's
Probably
prostitution.
Try to kiss you on the first.
I'm like, that's kind of like you're pretty much telling me if he pays for it, then he can try to do something physical with you, and if he doesn't. So I'm like, this is a training though, because I
Yeah.
feel like she's heard this before.
I mean, I do
know
feel
what I
like a man should pay if he wants to court me. That I just feel like if he can't even take me out to dinner, I don't see why we would go further. But I also feel if that man at that table acted as if he did not want to pay or didn't have it, I would pay for myself and I would pay for him because I would have enough to cover that bill
What
while I'm there.
If you
Well,
can't pay for the
And
Well, hold on.
yeah,
But
no,
hold on.
seriously, you shouldn't.
But hold
No,
on.
you shouldn't
What
go
about-
as a woman. Why
But
would
what
you
about-
go if you?
What about
you don't know.
creativity? Right? See, I think we're getting caught up in so much of this money bullshit that creativity goes out the window. Because back then it wasn't about money. It was about the connecting of the energies. I like you, you like me, right? Can I take you out? I could have just picked you up. Hold on. I could have just picked you up and we went to a park and chilled and talked.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But if he does take you to dinner and if he does not initiate paying, I'm just confused as to why I would want to go forward with like he can't even pay for dinner, he can't provide for his children or all these other things. You know,
I get that.
Or maybe he's just not interested, and in that way, I will pay for my own meal. But again,
What if that was his standard though? What if he said, you know what, first date, I usually go Dutch.
That's fine. I'm gonna.
Would you think less of the man?
It wouldn't be for me because I just the way my standard, what I've been accustomed to, and how I've been treated, I just couldn't.
So you have pretty girl privilege.
So what if you were treated by beta males this whole time, and then you get a masculine, and he like, we're going Dutch, baby, and then you like, huh? But he's not really a Dutch guy, but he's like, I don't know you.
See, and then this is where the boss in me would just be like, "Oh, you know what? I'm just gonna."
The boss or masculine?
The masculine in me.
Usually,
let me just say, the masculine in me would just be like, "You know what? Sit your broke ass down. I'm gonna just pay for the whole meal and check, please, and then I would take care of it." Oh, I do, but if you're coming to the,
so you're saying
yes, he just said a beta male.
So,
if I'm at the table with a beta male, I have to. No, it's okay. Put your little money down. I got it.
Okay.
No, exactly. And it's just paper anyway.
But isn't half what we base reality off of? Because don't we base it off of balance?
Okay, so I think really we're gonna have to do a part 2 of this show because I think we barely scratched the surface.
But real quick before we go, I think
you might need another person with you.
I feel kind of ganged up on.
We can do Shalani. We get Shalani. What up, Shalanda down? We can get Shalani on this.
It's Shay.
I'm not gonna call her Shay. That's just like I'm not gonna call you Jazz.
Okay, all right. Let's go ahead. Let's end the show now at this point. Thank you guys so much for coming on today and tuning in with us. I had such a great time with Kid Marley and Alpha Not Beta. And if you guys want them to come back on the show, I need 10,000 likes.
10,000, goddamn.
I need 10,000 likes, and then I will bring them back on the show. If you have more questions for them, put them in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, all that.
I think that's the issue that's the issue, right?
What?
You're aiming for 10,000 right off the bat. Well, you could start at like 10.
I thought that was low.
100.
Well,
that's right? Isn't that?
We appreciate all likes.
Okay, so how many likes do y'all need to come back? 5. Please don't be.
I mean,
5,000 each.
I just want to see comments. I want to see engagement on this channel. So I'm gonna need at least. Let's go with 50 comments.
And let's get
okay.
Let's
they can get if we can get okay.
Comments is gonna give
so
us
if we can get 50 comments or 10,000 likes, they will come back on the show for a part 2. And until next time,
I think next time we should go live.
Let's go live.
You.
Don't say you don't know one show.
I see you. She has that kind of love to put you in a I see you. She put that thing on me. Voodoo. She put that thing on me. Voodoo. She serves my spaghetti, made me ready. As I fall like confetti, I'm a slave to the night. I thank all the universe for raising you right. She put that thing